Shalom Makim, Wagwaf, first and foremost, before I start, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And it's a beautiful thing, to have this knowledge and his wisdom, and cherish, that, you know, the Lord counted us worthy to even receive, this truth. Because a lot of Jake out there that are without, that are destitute, Jake is they're gonna bug out, man. Jake is already, feeling anguish, dealing with adversity, dealing with the curse, don't know how to handle it. Jake basically ready to perish out here, man. Jake through. And as you're gonna see in this little TikTok clip, basically Jake is he's venting himself with tears, basically having a melt because he sees that this life in this world is really not our life. And Jake is trying to come to grips with the hardship, especially, living the life of an average Jake. You're not well off, because you're under the curse. And that's what Jake don't understand. But what we do have is we have the comforter. We have this wisdom, to comfort us. As it is written in Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. All right. So this knowledge, this wisdom that we have is going to keep us stable in the days of adversity, which we know that we're getting ready to come into. All right. Jake is not going to hold when Jeremiah 30:7, comes. Daniel 12:1. We're coming into that time period, and Jake is already melting. So without further ado, I'm gonna just play this clip, and then we'll hit some scriptures.
Y'all, I've had a series of fucking panic attacks at fucking work today. Like, we are not supposed to live like this, y'all. We are not supposed to fucking go into work afraid to show your face because you've been fucking ugly crying in the bathroom. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm on lunch and I don't want to go fucking back in, y'all. We shouldn't have to struggle so fucking hard and then struggle to operate, struggle to function as a person trying to make it. Like, what the fuck, y'all? Bro, and I don't have a solution. Like, I don't know, y'all. But this ain't fucking it, y'all. This ain't fucking it. I did not picture life being this fucking bullshit, y'all. And everything is so fucking fixable. Like, we can do it, but nobody will do it. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I love y'all.
Jake through out here. But see, he doesn't understand because he doesn't have the answers, which the answers is all in the scriptures, man. All right, these regular Jake working 9 to 5, blue collar Jake in the world that's trying to get it. They don't understand, you know, what this is and, the dynamic of things, which is clearly explained right in the scriptures. One of the scriptures that come to mind is when you go back to the beginning, all right, after Adam, ate of the tree, after he listened to his woman, Eve, in which, they learned wickedness and was exposed to it. Eve opened up Pandora's box to the sons of God, and it opened up that effect where the Lord, brought us down, brought us away from our immortal state, and that was the penalty for it. But this is what the Lord told Adam after he did what he did, and this is why life is full of toil, full of labor. All right, in which Solomon always talked about in how much vanity is filled with. You labor all your life and struggle and go through things, only to leave it to others and die. It's all vanity. And but us being under the curse, being Israelites, it's even worse. So for the most part, Jake is like, man, this is some bullshit. But you have no idea that we're suffering because of our iniquity, being up under the curse. So this is going back to Genesis. This is Genesis 3, and I'm gonna start at 17. And it says, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. All right. So you have to work and labor in order for you to survive, to sustain yourself. All right. That's the curse. It says, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. And I want to read this in the NLT translation. And we're going to go back to verse 17 and read down. It says, and to the man he said, since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle to scratch a living from it. That's Jake life, man. It will grow thorns and thistles for you, though you will eat of its grains. By the sweat of your brow will you have food to eat until you return to the ground from which you were made. For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return. So that's what the Lord said over us, as a punishment, that we gotta struggle, we gotta work, we gotta catch hell. All right, and let's go to the Apocrypha real quick, because our lives were set down here for it to be hard. All right, but we were made to be able to get through it, endure it. All right, Second Ezra 7. In Second Ezra 7 and verse 57, it says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle. You hear that, Jake? This is the condition of the battle, man. All right, and yeah, things have been bad, but things are gonna only gonna get worse from here. You complaining about struggling, and yeah, it gets hard. It gets to you, but this is the condition of the battle, and we got to continue to endure, man. All right, we're in the days of becoming hardened. We got to harden ourselves for what's getting ready to come, man. All right, the scriptures say, set your heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble. 'Cause we're coming into the times of trouble, man. Great trouble. Jacob's trouble, tribulation. You see what's happening right now. Everything is collapsing systematically. All right. These globalists, these devils, they're applying super pressure right now. And things are gonna take a turn for the worse. And that's why, it's a blessing that we're a part of this ministry, because in this ministry, we were given the tools to use to prepare ourselves for this time, which a lot of Jake are without. So that's why they're gonna be out there. They're gonna be bugging the hell out, man. Jake is gonna be seeking to perish because they don't have the knowledge and wisdom, which is the stability, expecting, what's to come. But at least we have a positive outcome. We believe that the Lord is gonna preserve us and deliver us up out of here, and we ain't gonna live like this forever. This ain't a life. This definitely is not a life, man. So it's better to live in our Lord Yahweh Shai. Hey, he even says this. Let's go to Matthew, where Yahweh Shai said, Because Jake is they're heavy laden, they're burdened with the affairs of this life. But just think about how much relief and how much weight it would take off of Jake if they learn the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is the worry we're in the worry. Was that in Isaiah? But let me get the one in Matthew. I don't know why I was about to go to Revelation. Go to Matthew. I think it's 11. Yeah, this is Matthew 11 and 28. It says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And we rest in the Lord, man. We rest in this knowledge, because in this knowledge, man, we're given hope. We're prisoners of hope, man. We have a positive outcome, a expectation. The scriptures talk about an expected end, or the end of this oppression, the end of this wicked rulership, or us being delivered out of the land of our captivity. Because, like the scriptures say in Micah 2, "Arise you and depart, for this is not your rest. For it's greatly polluted, it will destroy you with a sore destruction." You were not brought over here to rest. It was not made to be easy. We were brought over here to serve punishment. That's why we are here. All right, but at least in Yahushua, he makes that burden a bit lighter for us. All right, it says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." All right, so you better off in the Lord, knowing that you're an Israelite and following after Yahushua in his gospel. All right, and then you go to let me go to the one in Isaiah that I was trying to quote. I believe it's in Isaiah 20. Was it 28? This is the refreshing right here, man. Yeah, Isaiah 28 and 11. It says, "For with stammering lips, let me see. I start at verse 9. It says, "Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast." All right, meaning you start as a babe. All right, somebody that's going to humble themselves and unlearn the ways of this world and actually learn this truth, and then you grow based off of the basic fundamentals of the scriptures until you start to get to the meat and understand the bigger picture. All right, and it says, "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept." All right, all the laws, the commandments. All right, all throughout the scriptures, through your precepts is how you get the understanding. All right, line upon line, here a little and there a little. But with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, "This is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear." Jake will be refreshed if they get into these scriptures and learn this truth. And we got good things coming, great things coming to us, man. Things that are like it says in Second Ezra, the 4th chapter. All right, you, because there's so much infirmities and unrighteousness here. It cannot be expressed, what the Lord have promised to us that love Him. That's Second Ezra 4. Jake do not understand the concept of everlasting rest. All right, a paradise, man, peace. Because Jake is so used to hardship, toiling, all right, being under the curse, the sorrow of mind. All right, not succeeding. Things always going wrong, going bad. Second Ezra 4, yeah, Second Ezra 4 and 26. It says, "Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities." All right, and it's because of all the wickedness that's been multiplying in the earth, especially with this wicked ruler that's in power. Because, like it says in Proverbs 29, when the wicked When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. When the righteous are on authority, the people rejoice. You see Jake is mourning. Everybody's in mourning, man. Because look at the condition of the world. Look how everything is being ran. All right. You wouldn't want to really live, but at least
Y'all, I've had a series of
Salakia,
fucking panic attacks at fucking work today.
at least being in this truth, you definitely have something to live for, and that's to be a living sacrifice, for the Lord, and also to expect salvation, and an everlasting kingdom that's going to come with it, man. That's what we look forward to. All right, and guess what? When that happens, we're going to be able to rest from these labors. We ain't going to have to struggle. And all the people that's been living on top with their feet up are the super rich. They're going to trade places with us, and they're going to feel it. And we ain't going to feel nothing for them. Isaiah 14:1, it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, set them in their own land. And a stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place." All right, meaning you have the Israelites, the elect. You're going to have Israelite foreigners that's going to be joined, with the house of David. All right, and the Lord's going to deliver the house of David, the elect, and we're going to come to the land, and we're going to bring these other nations, all right, from all over, and they're going to build up our kingdom. So they're going to toil, they're going to labor. All right, it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them." All right, own them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, all right, slaves, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, because we're still yet this day in our captivity, subject to payments, and we're struggling to pay bills, utilities. Jay got child support because they dealing with hell from their evil, wicked counterpart. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff, man. So you're still in captivity. There's devil taking big ass chunks out of your paycheck. You know, they call it taxes. That's captivity. That's oppression. It says whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So we're gonna rule over their asses, man. These bankers that ain't in trouble as other men, they're not plagued. Pride through the roof. We're gonna rule over them, man, with a rod of iron. That's in Revelation 2, Psalms, the second chapter. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. You see, Jake is in sorrow. Jake ready to perish. All right. Well, the Lord's gonna give us. He gonna finally give us rest. All right. And that's what to look forward to. If Jake understood this, then he wouldn't be as broken. Which the Lord does deal with a broken and a contrite spirit. You know, he's in sorrow, but he needs to channel it. You know, elsewhere, and understand, why we're in this condition. And maybe he'd actually channel his sorrow towards, him not knowing who he is and being in sin. Then he'd actually repent. Okay. And that's the beginning steps of it, man. It says, "And from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." So there's going to be a point in time where we're going to finally rest. So it ain't going to be no struggle, man. It's going to be no more curse, as it is written, Revelation, the 22nd chapter, around the third verse. There shall be no more curse. All right, but going back to Second Ezra 7, this is the condition of the battle, right? Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. We got to fight this thing out, man. No matter what life brings to us, it's always going to be a test for you to endure and fight it out. And you should always be aiming for the win. It says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said, but if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say, which is what? We're going to receive everlasting life. You're going to receive glory. You're going to receive a crown. So, hey, let no man take thy crown. All right. And this is another reason why Esau's going to have it bad, man, because, you know, people struggling now because of the selfishness and the greed, the covetous spirit that this devil has. You know, he wants everything to himself. He wants all the power, all the wealth. He wants everything. So that means everybody got to struggle. Everybody got to, catch hell. Everybody got to get squeezed in order for them to be happy, man. So double hell is going to be put on their ass, man. All right. The Lord's going to reward them double. They're going to have to drink of that cup. See? Now there's another scripture that I came across dealing with it because Solomon covered it. Matter of fact, I mentioned how Jake don't have the comforter. This is Ecclesiastes 4. Let me go to the KJV. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 1, it says, "So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was power." The ones that are in control, the ones that are ruling, that's squeezing everybody, making it much more harder. They're controlling the markets, man. They're causing the inflation, which is going into hyperinflation. The oppressors are doing this. That's why it talks about in Psalms the 72nd chapter how he's gonna break in pieces the oppressor. This man, he's totally vexing, man. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Psalm 72 and verse 1, and this is dealing with Yahushai, but this is a song for Solomon because in the spirit, Solomon is Yahushai. All right, it says, "Give the king thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mount shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor." And who's the oppressor? Esau. All right, all these motherfuckers at the WEF, at Davos, all right, the Bilderbergs, all right, all these super rich men, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the motherfuckers who control it and run the banks, these major corporations. Yahweh Shah is gonna come back and break all of them up. He's gonna turn them into dust. Well, really, because you're gonna have those that's gonna try to get away in those bunkers, and the Lord's gonna dig them out, and they're gonna go right into captivity. All right, but the Lord's going to break in pieces their armies, their militaries. All right, though everything that's keeping this devil up in power and protected, the Lord's going to obliterate. He's going to devour. All right, let's go from there to Isaiah 19. Because we can't forget we're in Egypt, which means double. Well, Egyptos means bondage. It's a Greek word, but the word martysarium, it means double straight, and we're in double straight. All right, so we're in Egypt. We suffered and toiled hard in ancient Egypt, and right now we're in a modern Egypt. But in this Egypt, the Lord's going to break everything down to where there won't be work. All right. This is and when you really when you read this chapter, this is really talking about the breakdown of Babylon, which is also called Sodom and Egypt spiritually. All right. This place is going to break down. You're going to have people fighting against each other, Egyptian against Egyptian. Yahweh Shai says it's going to be nation against nation. All right. Ethnos versus ethnos. All right. You're going to have, turmoil, people seeking to their own counsels and devices, seeking to their own idols, and nothing's going to prevail for them. That's what this whole chapter is going into. How the Lord's gonna break Egypt down. All right, but let me start at verse 15. It says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." All right, so it's gonna be a point in time where none of us gonna be able to work because everything is gonna be broken down. Okay, everything is going to shit. All right, the laborers are gonna be few. People gonna be getting laid off. We saw a little inkling of that when they did the first lockdown. A lot of people was getting laid off, fired, let go, furloughed. A lot of small businesses collapsed, which that was all purposely done. We're gonna make it to where only the corporations survive. All right. But continuing on, it says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it." All right. And we finna come into that time. The Lord's shaking his place up, and people gonna be afraid because it's gonna be sudden calamities just coming just everywhere. It's gonna be overwhelming. Plague after plague after plague. And we've been given a warning since we've been out there on the highways and hedges. But this is all part of that travail, like a travailing woman in labor, because the fourth born son, Jacob, has to be brought forth. It has to go through travail first. All right. So this is what's gonna happen. It says, "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt." All right. The so-called black man being a terror to this place. That's why they're trying to make you the face of terrorism, the face of mass shootings and all this other stuff. And this truth is going out. And they seen mainly Judah out there standing firm. So this is all prophecy happening. It says, "Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which ye have determined against it." Yeah, they're going to tremble at the news that the men of the Lord are bringing out about this place. All right, that these things shall happen, it shall occur, because the Lord says so. All right, in that day, 5 cities in the land of Egypt shall speak the language of Canaan. That's the Lashawan Chodash, the holy tongue, the Hebrew, which you got dudes that denying that we have that, was right here in prophecy that we will be speaking that. The Lord returned that pure language to us. "And swear to the Lord of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction, and in that day there shall be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord." All right, and when we present our bodies as living sacrifices out there on the highways and byways, coming in the name of the Father Yahweh and the name of His only begotten Son Yahushai, well, that's a altar. Each camp represents that altar, and we're giving sacrifice. We're giving oblation to the Lord. All right, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. Or what we do out there is a major sign. All right, for bringing you the full message, raw and uncut. All right, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and He shall send them a Savior and a great one, and He shall deliver them. All right, and Yahushua is coming to deliver us, man, and we no longer have to deal with these sorrows. The Lord's going to wipe away our tears, as it says in Revelation 21. When the deliverance happens, this is after the elect gets beamed up into the ship. All right, this is what's going to happen. They're going to be upgraded. They're going to be changed from one glory to the next. All right, we're going to be extraterrestrial. Okay, we're going to be upgraded. Revelation 21:1, it says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the most high power out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." All right, and that's that world that the Lord died for. Who's John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." That's talking about the elect, which is New Jerusalem. All right, which is the cosmeo, the cosmos. All right, and that joining together when the Lord beams up his elect. They're going to be joined with the Lord, and it's going to be like a wedding ceremony. All right. The Lord spoke that parable about the parable of the virgins. You got the five that were wise and the five that were foolish. That's a whole nother breakdown. The one that trimmed them lamps are the ones that adorned. They prepared themselves. They kept the oil in their lamps. All right. They walked with their garment and wasn't found naked. All right. They had the wedding garment on. They was able to sing the new song that everybody else couldn't figure out. And they followed the Lamb whithersoever he went. They were found without guile. There was no guile found in their mouth. So on and so forth. Verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. The Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. All right, and if Jake understood that, all right, this Jake right here, man.
Y'all, I've had a series of fucking panic attacks at fucking work today. Like, we are not supposed to live like this, y'all. We are not supposed to fucking go into work afraid to show your face because you've been fucking ugly crying in the bathroom. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm on lunch and I don't want to go fucking back in, y'all. We shouldn't have to struggle so fucking hard and then struggle to operate, struggle to function as a person trying to make it. Like, what the fuck, y'all? And I don't have a solution. Like, we just,
Jake, yeah, you lost, man. You lost, and you don't have the comforter. You don't have any comfort. All right. This is why Jake need to get this truth. That's why you out of there if you don't have this, man. Especially in these days, it's gonna get worse. All right. Second Ezra was at 14. Let me go there real quick. I also meant to go back to Ecclesiastes 4 because there was some another verse in that chapter that I want to bring out as it relates to the lesson. But let me get this in Second Ezra, and then we'll get that. Second Ezra 14 and verse 14, and it says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature." All right, yeah, Jay got to man the hell up, man. All right, especially coming into the even more harsh and rough times, man. You got to put off the weak nature, man. We got to fight this out. Harden yourself, and that goes for myself too. I pray that the Lord gives me strength in that day to be able to endure it. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So there's even more to expect. So there's no time to whine right now. But that's Jake in the world. So Jake is not going to be able to hold themselves together when that time comes, man. If you think it's bad right now, you, you ain't ready, man. All right, but let me get this real quick in Ecclesiastes because he's basically saying, why is life such a struggle? Why am I? Is life supposed to be like this? Well, at the end of the day, it's vanity and vexation, man. And this is what Solomon even understood, even though he was the wisest king and he was pretty well off. He was very wealthy, very rich, man. But even he understood this. This is Ecclesiastes 4 and 8, and this is in the NLT. It says, "This is the case of a man who was all alone, without a child or a brother, yet who works hard to gain as much wealth as he can. But then he asks himself, who am I working for? Why am I giving up so much pleasure now? It is all meaningless and depressing." That's what Jake is asking himself. You see, Christian Standard Bible. There is a person without a companion, without even a son or a brother, and though there is no end to all his struggles, his eyes are still not content with riches. Who am I struggling for? He asked, and depriving myself of good things. This too is futile and is in a miserable task. You know, Jake want to live life comfortable, but this is not that. All right. Plus, our Lord told us, to enter in at the straight gate. For wide is the let me get it. Matthew 7:13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, which is straight meaning difficult, hard, dealing with hardship, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. A lot of people want to take the easy route. They want to take the shortcuts. They want to go the route everybody else is going. They don't want to, struggle and deal with hardship. All right. But as it says in Second Esdras, we must suffer through the straight and hope for the wide. All right. So Jake is through out here. Jake ready to perish. But it's a good thing that we have, the comforter, man. We have this wisdom. All right. So hey, bless Barak Yahweh Shai, call Loyam La Yahweh Yahweh Shai for giving us this truth. So we have something to expect and look forward to. All right, that's where our faith lies. You put your trust in the system, you out of there, man. Your heart is definitely going to be broken because there's nothing left for you in this society, especially you Jakes. All right, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, natives. Ain't nothing left for you here, man. Ain't nothing here. If anything, cry for the Lord to take this place out, take this man down. All right, but anyway, I just want to respond to this right here. All right, and Jake crying right now, but I wonder how he gonna hold up when there's no food in the store anymore. Everything is sky high. There's you know martial law, people getting thrown in concentration camps, people committing cannibalism, just to eat because they bellies is touching they spine. I wonder how Jay gonna react then. Anyway, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Dub honors to the elder apostles of the great Muslim who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Until the next time, I say Shalom.